And I was like, that's weird. I like saw something that wasn't poop. And I was like, okay, what is it? And I was like, it kind of looks like a condom. And I was like, no way, it's not a condom. But I picked it up and I examined it. And I was like, that's a condom. And I will be honest, like my dog, I love him, but he has a tendency to like get into the trash and eat things that he is not supposed to. So it's not the first time I found something in his poop, but it's the first time I found a condom because my boyfriend and I, we don't use them. So I was like, there's no real reason for there's one.
And you wonder, okay. And and your mind starts to go places.
Exactly. I'm like, why was it? How did he get this? Where did he get this from? We haven't gone anywhere. It's not like we've been to any friends' houses lately. It's just been at,
Well, that's a good question. Like, have you taken, what's your dog's name?
No, Xavier.
Have you taken Xavier to the dog park? Because he might have people are bad at dog parks. They don't walk around with their dog. They sit on a bench. They play on their phone while their dog runs around. I'm picturing a couple of youths hooking up at the dog park. There's youths hooking up in the dog park, and they drop a condom. Xavier goes over and eats it. Now, that's one scenario.
Okay.
Because the youths drop things everywhere.
Do they? Is that what they're known for?
The youths do.
Gosh.
Or
Are dog parks like common hookup spots that I just don't know about?
Yeah, because
What do you mean? Where have you heard this, Dave?
Well, they go anywhere there's privacy. Who takes their dog to the dog park at 11 o'clock at night? Nobody. So the youth know that they can go there to hook up.
These youth, I tell you.
I know. So, but here's another scenario. Let's say you were out of town or you're at work, and then what's your boyfriend's name?
Tanner.
I don't want to put this thought into your head, but it jumped into mine. Tanner is there hooking up with somebody while you're not home. They get dressed. They're going, oh, where's the condom? Where's the condom? Where's the condom? And you're in a panic because you can't find that condom. You're looking under the couch cushions. You're looking under the bed. You're looking everywhere. You're looking, oh, my God, did Xavier eat the condom?
That's immediately where my brain went.
And I don't blame you, but it could be from the dog park. But here's the weird thing. You went to Tanner and you said, what's this?
Yeah.
You showed him.
And I was like, hey, look what I found in Xavier's poop. How did this get there? And he was like, that's weird. Don't know how that happened. And
so
he just like wasn't even like shocked. Like wasn't like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, how did he get that? Like, he wasn't even like worked up about it. He was just like weird.
Well,
and I was like,
if he's that chill, then that does make me question, because we've talked about that so many times before. If he's chill about it, then it almost makes him seem less guilty. But I just am like, there's no way that would not eat at me. Like, I would be like, it would be really hard for me to believe my partner.
Well, and I'm also like, you're not even surprised or concerned that Xavier had this. Like, it's like almost like he knew that it happened,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, you know, dogs do. Yeah, I remember one time we had a collie. She was a big, beautiful collie. Her name was Gracie. Cleaning up dog poop. There's a pair of women's underpants in her dog poop.
Oh,
and I don't remember going, are these yours, Susan? But I assumed they were Susan's. But with that, there was an explanation. I lived in a house with a woman. If Susan found them, they weren't hers. That'd be hard to explain.
Yeah.
So we got to set a trap for Tanner and call him and say, hey, we'll use the old Roses ploy. And people say, how do guys still fall for this one? You guys don't live here in the Twin Cities. I'm not going to say where you live because the name Tanner and Sophie are kind of unique, and I don't want people to go, oh, my God, that's my cousins in Dover.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. So he's probably never heard of, and by the way, they're not in Dover, Delaware. I'm not saying where you are, but he's probably never heard of War of the Roses. We'll call him. We'll say, hey, take this survey, win a dozen roses, and then who do you want to send him to? Well, obviously, you live together, have a dog together. He should send them to Sophie. If he doesn't, then we're going to do a little bit more digging, see if we can get some more information out of him, and see what happens, okay?
Okay.
You doing okay?
I've been better, honestly.
Back to Dave Ryan's War of the Roses on KDWB.
Binge-worthy War of the Roses. By the way, if you've never heard War of the Roses, you can hear all the episodes going back many years on iHeartRadio. Just search for War of the Roses, Dave Ryan, War of the Roses, and you can find them on there. Binge this weekend when you go to the cabin or you're driving up the cabin. Take along iHeartRadio. I got a friend of mine. I'll get this story another time. He lives in the Quad Cities. He's got a cabin in Wisconsin. Drives 6 hours to his cabin.
Oh.
I said, you need to binge on War of the Roses. So I don't know if you will, but what?
Download them to your phone, because I had a friend that just went to a cabin this past weekend. There was no signal. It was a party, and they couldn't even listen to music because they had no signal. And I'm like, oh, God. So download them if you want to do that. You know, there might be sketchy signal.
Good idea. On iHeartRadio, you get your phone, you got your radio, put it on the Bluetooth, take it out on the boat, and have some fun. Okay, let's get back to this one. This is unfolding right now. She's out in the backyard. I think she said mowing the lawn, and she's picking up dog poop, and she sees dog poop with a condom in it. And she's like, what is this? And he's like, I don't know. I mean, come on. You put two and two together, and you can picture the scenario of how somehow the condom gets lost, and the dog eats the condom, and the dog shows the condom a couple of days later.
Yeah.
We're going to make the phone call to him, try to trap him by saying, hey, you win roses. Who do you want to send roses to? Well, I'm going to send him to the girl that I'm cheating with, naturally, or I'm going to send him to my partner. That's the evidence. After we get that evidence, we'll let him know what's going on, and then we'll talk to an attorney, Jonathan Fogel from Fogel Family Law, to get his take and how this might help you and your relationship, or your relationship that's ending. Let's make the phone call.
Hi, Tanner. All right, Tanner, thank you so much for your time today. We're going to send out a dozen long-stem romantic roses on your behalf, so it won't have our company name on it or anything. So it'll look like it's very personalized, and it's just our way of saying thank you for taking some time out of your day to give us a little feedback. So before I grab the address from you, I need the first and last name of the person you'd like to receive these lovely roses.
Jamie.
Okay. And just like with most flowers, we can attach a card, a little note. So what would you like that to say?
Not much longer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, that is me being nosy. What does that mean?
Well, we're trying to work some things out, and we have a plan to be together soon.
Oh, so you're leaving me?
Yeah, let me help out a little bit here. I know this.
Sophie?
That's Sophie.
Yeah. Hi, Tanner.
Yeah, you're kind of busted
You're
right now.
leaving me.
Do you want to explain to him, or what's because I think right now he's probably going, wait, why is Sophie on the phone?
Yeah.
But you did recognize her voice.
Yeah. First, there's no roses, so
What?
sorry about that.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, I thought that you had been cheating on me. You lied to me about it, obviously. And so I called the radio station to have them help me.
It all started, if I can help out a little bit, it all started when that is Sophie on the phone, and we are a couple of radio people from Minneapolis. I know you guys live in, but we do this bit every week where we call someone that their partner thinks they might be cheating, and she found the condom in Xavier's poop, and it made her suspicious. So she had us call you to see if you would fall for the trap of sending roses to the wrong person, which it sounds like
And you did. You did.
Yeah. So she put us up to that. That wasn't a real call. And now she knows that you are apparently trying to work things out with Jamie, this other woman.
I mean, I was going to tell you.
Oh, you were going to tell me? So why didn't you tell me before you had Jamie over and you our house? You know, I found that condom. And Xavier lied to me about it. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Hello?
Yeah, you're right, but what do you want me to say?
Wow. Nothing, honestly. I don't think there's anything that you could say. Thank you guys so much for helping me. Sucks that I was right, but yeah.
What else can you say? I mean, sometimes when you're busted, people argue and complain and like accuse and whatever, and she just sounded like, okay, just done. But I don't think that she really had any doubt in her mind that there was something going on.
No. But I have a question. If this happened to you, is it harder for the person just to be like, yeah, I'm moving on, than the person to kind of deny it and like want to act like they at least want to be with you. For me, it would be so hard because there's no fight left in them at all. Like they are completely done with you. That feels so hard.
I think that when you're breaking up with somebody, if a lot of people on War of the Roses, they get caught cheating, 90% of them deny it because they don't really want to break up. I think he really does want to break up, and there was his opening. Should he have gone about it in a different way? 100%. Is that what you're asking? You look confused. No, I don't understand your question then.
When it's breaking up either way, would you want someone that like puts in some effort and fight at the end so you feel like that you still were valued, like they still cared about you? Or like this guy who's like, yeah, sorry. And there's like nothing. Like to me, that would be so hard.
That's hurt. That is very hurtful when you find out that somebody's like, yeah, I don't really want to fight for you.
Yeah. I feel like
100%. Oh, I've been there before
worse.
too. I've been with somebody who is like, yeah, I found them cheating. And it's like, well, you were cheating. It's like, yeah, I'm really interested in the guy who sold shoes. So I went down to the Citadel Mall in Colorado Springs, Colorado, scoped this guy out, walked into the shoe store.
Oh my
this
God,
is before
Dave.
the internet, so he didn't know what I looked like. So I walked in. This handsome, tall guy comes up, and he's like, can I help you? And I'm like, nah, I'm just looking. Oh,
You
but
got
she didn't.
him then.
But she didn't fight for me. She wanted him.
She even told you who he was and where he worked.
Oh, she was the worst. She was a bad human. She was just a mean-spirited, weird, very beautiful, for me, woman. And I would just eat right out of her hand, follow her around like a puppy dog. I'm getting a little bit off track here, but, you've been there, Jonathan. You've been in love with somebody. Even as an attorney, high-powered attorney in a big, huge office building downtown, huge office building, even you have fallen for somebody where you walk around like a little puppy dog and you let them pee on you and you just let them get away with anything you want. You've been there, right?
You know what? With all these people listening, I am happy to admit that, yes, that has happened to me. And the sad thing is, it's happened to me more than once.
Yeah, me
Aw,
too.
Jonathan.
Me too, pal.
Yeah, somebody
Jonathan.
hurt me, Fallon, but I'm not even going to, I don't want to get into that. That's for another time.
Yeah, share that with your therapist. I'm sorry. Jonathan.
No, we're going to go have a beer. We're going to meet me down at Applebee's. I'll buy you a domestic beer. We'll sit there at the beer and cry. Yeah, I saw Dave Ryan and Jonathan Fogel crying at Applebee's the other day.
On the same side of the booth.
A sad sight. That would be sad.
Jonathan Fogel is a family attorney, always gives us some insight on what we can learn, and he is available for you, too, if you're going through a divorce, custody, settlement, anything that has to do with kids, marriage, breakups, legal. Jonathan can help you out. So what do you get from today's War of the Roses, Jonathan?
Well, look, I have to tell you, there's nothing better than a story about poop and condoms. That's just nothing better to wake up to than
Good
that.
combo. Yep.
Yeah, but I wanted to focus on the dog issue, right? I'm going to kind of take this away from the gross and maybe bring it into maybe the more mainstream. But I have had trials. People fight about pets, right? People love their pets, and rightfully so. I completely understand that. And I have had trials where people have fought about their dog and who would get the dog. And we've had witnesses that come in and, well, this person spends more time with the dog. Or we've submitted veterinary records showing who brought the dog to the vet more often. And I've even negotiated cases, right, through mediation where we've set up visitation schedules with pets.
So people will actually, and it's understandable, love their dog enough that they both feel like they're the dog's person. And then you'll have to schedule visitation like, oh, I get her every Thursday through Sunday, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also when there's kids, right? So I want to say these are people that didn't have kids, right? But when people have kids, I think it is important and can be helpful for an animal to go back and forth with the kids sometimes. All right, we did this when I got divorced. We had a dog, and our dog did go back and forth because we both felt that would provide our kids some stability and kind of safety, feeling like, okay, there's the dog that kind of goes back and forth, so they felt safe and secure in both homes. So I would encourage people to maybe think about that as an option, if that's possible.
Okay, because kids love their dogs too,
They
and
do,
they
yeah.
become so close, and you never forget your childhood dog or dogs or
Right.
cat.
That's
so
right.
Jonathan is an attorney, so we always want to give like some sort of a tip. Sometimes it's a legal tip, sometimes it's a personal tip, and on all your experience, this gave you an idea for something that you want to talk to us about.
I did, and I think about this a lot, right? Yes, I'm an attorney. I've been doing this 30 years. I give a lot of legal advice. That's what I get paid to do. But part of being an attorney, especially in the area of family law, is it's not always about the legal aspects of the case that will get you to the finish line. And so a lot of my advice, a lot of the things that I talk about with clients are more on a personal level. And the one thing I talk about and I want to emphasize is self-care when going through a divorce. It is so important. People forget about doing that, which is, look, self-care can be defined in a lot of different ways. It could be as easy as going and reading a book or joining a book club or getting a haircut or doing yoga or taking a vacation or just having some quiet time for yourself. But it is so important, and I know we've talked about this before, that when you're going through a divorce, if you're going to get through it, you're going to be a good person at the end and help your kids. Taking care of yourself is one of the most important things.
I think that just goes for any situation. I think there are so many people who are listening right now that spend so much of their day taking care of other people, and they forget to take care of themselves. And then things start to happen, like your health declines or your mental health declines. So good advice, Jonathan. I think what you and I need for self-care is probably a couple of McGoldens at Applebee's, 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'll see you there. Happy hour coming early today.
There, I will be there. I could eat maybe 3 or 7.
Jonathan Fogel, find him online, FogelFamilyLaw.com, Fogel, FogelFamilyLaw.com. Free consultation, as always. Jonathan, happy 4th. We'll see you next week, okay?
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a happy and healthy 4th of July.